Welcome to another Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union broadcast of Lumberjack basketball. Join us as we bring you the action live from the court with Tim Parrish. We want to take a moment to thank all of our Lumberjack sports sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Now for the countdown to tip-off with Tim Parrish, and go Lumberjack! And welcome, Lumberjack fans. Tim Parrish here at Lumberjack Gymnasium as we get set for a league matchup tonight. Lumberjack girls hosting the Orofino Maniacs in Game 2 of the season for the Lumberjack girls. JV game currently underway. They are only playing one half of basketball action because I believe the Orofino rosters are a little short, so I think some of their JV girls have to play the varsity side as well. So they've got that going on right now. JV game is 15-5 in favor of the Maniacs here in the second quarter for the JV action with about 5:46 to go in their game. So we will have all of that coming up for you here in a bit as we try to work on some stuff here. But when we come back from this break, we will have our senior spotlight. We are re-airing our senior spotlight from the first game because I didn't really get to promote it. Nobody really know who it was. So the only people that got to catch our senior spotlight were those that tuned in early enough to see it or to hear it. So we will take a quick break. We'll come back with the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to tip-off and our senior spotlight after a word from our sponsors.
Nothing comes easy. Every day, every dollar, every decision. So your finances should work just as hard as you do. With a free Ascend checking account from P1FCU, you can earn real rewards for the work you're already doing. No gimmicks, just better banking. Because around here, dividends are for the doers. Learn more at p1fcu.org/ascend.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's. When you think of Potlatch Deltic, you might think logs or lumber. When I think about Potlatch Deltic, I think of family, community, compassion. You see, Potlatch Deltic is more than some company in St. Mary's. Potlatch Deltic is a community supporter in more ways than one. Whether it's donating to a fundraiser or nonprofit group or giving a high schooler a summer job that could very well turn into a career, Potlatch Deltic is there for our community. We, for one, want to thank Potlatch Deltic for what they do and hope that you will also. Potlatch Deltic, proud supporters of, well, St. Mary's.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Idaho. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance. This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Well, well, well. Are you in need of a reputable, experienced, and knowledgeable well drilling and pump company? Look no further than Interstate Drilling and Pump. Interstate Drilling and Pump drills new wells, deepens existing wells, installs and repairs pumps, and does well testing both for water quality and gallons per minute. Interstate Drilling and Pump has 24-plus years of experience and serves from Moscow to Rathdrum and the Silver Valley. Well, what are you waiting for? Get on their schedule today. That's Interstate Drilling and Pump, 208-245-5101. 208-245-5101, Interstate Drilling and Pump.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
And we are back, and we will get the Lumberjack, our senior spotlight, right now, right here on 1240 KOFE. And it's time for our senior spotlight here tonight, and our senior for this interview is Kaylin Boyette, and we want to thank you for coming and talking with us.
Thank you.
So let's get right into it. What sports do you play?
I do soccer, basketball, and track as well.
All right. Which one is your favorite and why?
Soccer. I've always grown up with it, so.
Hey, you played soccer since you were a little bitty too, haven't you?
Yeah, I started when I was like 4 or 5, I think.
What has playing sports taught you?
To be very confident in myself. At first I wasn't, so.
It's a big thing in sports, isn't it? To have confidence in what you're doing. What is your favorite thing about playing sports?
The memories and the teammates I get to meet.
What would be your least favorite thing about playing sports?
Injuries.
Injuries?
They're not fun.
Have you had a couple, or?
I had a bigger ankle injury.
Yeah, you were out last year for basketball season. Do you have a favorite pro sports team and a player?
I don't have like a favorite. I like to watch soccer a lot, but like for basketball, mainly like Caitlin Clark and bigger athletes like that.
All right. Now, what are your goals this year on and off the field or court?
Just to have the best time I can with my senior year and have fun with it and make the best memories, I guess.
We're talking with Kaylin Boyette for our senior spotlight. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with more.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau Insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life, plus they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
Like most backseat drivers, I'm all about safety. That pothole.
Got it.
So Les Schwab Tires makes my job easy. With services like brake, steering, and alignment. Those cheap tire centers just throw on tires, and that's it. Now, I'm not telling people how to do their job. Linker. I'm just glad Les Schwab takes safety as seriously as me.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing since 1952.
It's in Park, right?
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those Lumberjacks.
If you want the best, you hire the best. Top Grade Roofing and Construction has over 25 years of experience and is licensed and insured. Top Grade Roofing and Construction can and will build just about anything. Need a deck? They can do it. Need siding? Yep. How about a fence? Of course. I mean, Top Grade Roofing and Construction might even build you a chicken coop if you ask. That's Top Grade Roofing and Construction. Call Vince for a free consultation at 208-269-3111. That's 208-269-3111. Top Grade Roofing and Construction. Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet, to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goals. Use Ace Hardware as the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time.
And we are back. We're talking with Kaylin Boyette for our senior spotlight today. And what are your plans after high school?
After high school, I'm planning to go to Boise State and study criminal justice.
Ooh. What would be your favorite subject in school?
I like math a lot.
Because that's another one of those, I can't remember which football player it was, but his might have been a motto steward. And I think it had something to do with criminal stuff, too. And I told him that there's not really too many high school classes that you can take for that. Who is somebody that you look up to?
My dad.
Does your teammates have a nickname for you?
Most people always call me Kay.
Just short.
Yeah, keep it short and simple.
What is your most memorable moment so far?
Probably in soccer when Kate was our goalie.
And who would you like to thank?
All my coaches and my family for always being there, and all my friends who've been there with me.
All right. Well, Kaylin, we want to wish you good luck in your senior year, and once you graduate and get out there into the real world, and have a great senior year, and thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
That's been our Senior Spotlight with Kaylin Boyette. We'll take another break, and we'll come back with more.
Hugh and Margie Gannon of St. Mary's are proud to support the Lumberjacks and this Lumberjack Sports broadcast. The Gannons want to wish the Lumberjacks the best of luck this sports season and want you to know that they are proud of you. The Gannons say, "Go Lumberjacks!"
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to safety. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses. And most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
Sometimes accidents happen. You never thought it would happen to you, but it did. Where can you turn for that friendly hand of support? Jack's Pharmacy is your good neighbor pharmacy in St. Mary's, where you'll find personalized care. Whether you need crutches, supports, wheelchairs, or even a hospital bed, Jack's is here for you. We service both Medicare and Medicaid. If you need durable medical equipment, come to Jack's. We're good neighbor pharmacy, where you'll receive personalized service and attention.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Idaho. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benawa, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
Tim Parrish back here at Lumberjack Gymnasium as we get set for league action between the St. Mary's Lumberjack girls and the Orofino Maniacs girls. JV game just finished up with the JV girls falling to the Maniac JV squad by a score of 21-10. This is the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union Countdown to tip-off here on KOFE. And, of course, we are on YouTube and on the NFHS Network camera here in the gym at St. Mary's High School. And that is if I keep checking it, I don't know if the NFHS camera is actually up and running tonight. But we are also trying our second broadcast on TikTok tonight as well. So we'll see how that works also. Take a quick look at the league standings. Of course, no surprise, Grangeville at the top of those standings. Not league standings, but overall standings. No team has played any league action yet until St. Mary's and Orofino tonight. But Grangeville is 2-0 in their regular season start. They beat Ness Pierce 46-31. They will be hosting Prairie on the 5th of December. The Kellogg Wildcats are 2-0. They beat Clark Fork 63-12, and they beat Troy 41-25 in the Silver Valley tournament last weekend. They will be at Priest River December the 2nd. The Priest River Spartans are 1-0. They beat Kootenai Classical 63-9 in their first game, and they will be hosting Kellogg on December the 2nd. St. Mary's 0-1. They lost to Wallace by a score of 55-25. They will be having a makeup game with Moscow on the 5th of December. That is a Friday. The Orofino Maniacs 0-2. They lost to Council 41-26. They lost to Lapway 60-14. They will be at Prairie on December the 1st. So that's a quick look at the standings. We'll take a break, come back with more of the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union Countdown to tip-off after a word from our sponsors.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With Nick's professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
For all of your area high school sports schedules, updates, and recaps, including Lakeside, Kootenai, and, of course, St. Mary's High School, pick up your copy of the St. Mary's Gazette Record every Wednesday. Not only will they have game recaps and highlights for area high school sports action, but local news and information. St. Mary's Gazette Record, pick up a copy today. The name says it all. Taco About It. What is it, you may ask? It's the best taco truck in town. Might even be the only taco truck in town. If you like tacos, and who doesn't, then you need to stop by Taco About It, located at 128 South Highway 3 in St. Mary's, across the street from XXX Feeds. Taco About It has too many tacos to list, so you will just have to try them all. Call in your order 208-582-8533, or just stop by. Taco About It, located across the street from XXX Feeds in St. Mary's. When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, go Lumberjacks! If you know which side of a saw cuts wood, and if you can hammer a nail, you can do it yourself. Carpentry, construction, finishing, or framing, around here, you've got it made. You've got 10th Street Lumber. At 10th Street Lumber, we have the answers to your building and repair project questions. Every day, 10th Street Lumber helps homeowners get quality results. For lumber, blocks, power tools, fixtures, everything you need for a professional job. Don't pick up a nail until you shop 10th Street Lumber. 10th Street Lumber on the corner of 10th and Railroad Avenue in St. Mary's. Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oaks at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oaks a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255.
Tim Parrish back here at Lumberjack Gymnasium as we get set for Lumberjack basketball. Lumberjack girls hosting the Orofino Maniacs. This is the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to tip-off here on KOFE. And there's quite a few viewers popping in, and I want to welcome those on TikTok, those of you that are there. I can't really talk during our commercial breaks because I have to mute myself. So there's that. And also, some of you may wonder why we have the camera on me and not on the action down on the floor. Well, with the NFHS network cameras here in the gymnasium, we are not allowed to do video broadcasts of our own. So we are trying something a little bit different, adding this to our broadcast availabilities. Anyways, I should have went ahead and did these in the last segment just because there's not a full set of power rankings at the moment. And power rankings really this early in the season, not much really. They don't really mean too much. But the Idaho Sports power rankings in the top 5 for 3A basketball for girls, Malad, the Dragons, Ambrose, Marcine, Firth, and Declo are the top 5. In the coaches poll, this is for the Central Idaho League only. This is the preseason coaches poll for Central Idaho League, which is our league, St. Mary's, Grangeville, Orofino, Priest River, and Kellogg. And this is how the coaches figure things will shake out this year. Grangeville, number 1, Kellogg, number 2, Orofino, number 3, Priest River, number 4, and St. Mary's in number 5. So that is a little bit of something for the Lumberjacks to shoot for, possibly, to try to be a little bit further up than number 5, of course. So that's a look at those standings. Let's take a quick look around the league, or not around the league, but around our area in high school sports. The Lumberjack boys, they had their jamboree last week on the 19th on Tuesday. They played against the Timberlake Tigers and Bonners Ferry Badgers, both of those 4A schools, and St. Mary's beat both of them in their jamboree. The Lumberjack boys looked really good for only being 3 days into practice, so really looking forward to that Lumberjack boys games getting underway. And St. Mary's boys will open up at Sandpoint. I believe it's on December 4th or December 5th. I'll have to double check my schedule. But that's a tough opponent to draw as your first game of the season, as Sandpoint has, of course, is a 5A school, I believe, and they have some big bodies on their squad. Looking at the Lakeside Knights, of course, their boys have not started action yet, but their first game is on December the 2nd versus Wallace. Lakeside girls, though, they are 1-0 in league play already, 3-0 overall. They beat Clarkport 66-23 in their first game. They beat Bonners Ferry 50-41 in their second game, and they beat Coeur d'Alene JV 57-44 in their last game. And they will be hosting the Timberlake Tigers on December the 4th, which is a good matchup, again, for Lakeside. Lakeside being a 2A school and Timberlake being 4A. Down to the Kootenai Warriors, they are 0-1 overall. They lost 39-19 to Lake City JV. They will be hosting Genesis Prep on the 2nd of December. Kootenai boys, they are going to be playing Genesis Prep as well on the 2nd of December. So that's a look around the area in high school sports. We'll take another break and come back with more of the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union Countdown to tip-off as the Lumberjack girls get set to take on the Orofino Maniacs in a Central Idaho League matchup here tonight.
Fall is coming, and of course, cold weather. Now's the time to stock up on a few things. XXX Feeds has magnetic wood pellets in stock, and it's never too early to be ready for the cold weather. XXX Feeds also has alfalfa in stock as well as straw. And if you have some four-legged woodland friends that look a little hungry, XXX Feeds can keep you loaded up on deer feed and deer blocks. Don't wait until the last minute. Stop by XXX Feeds in St. Mary's today.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referees.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Idaho so special? They do. You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
St. Joe Oil isn't just a fuel delivery company. They provide a much larger service than most people realize. St. Joe Oil can sell you a brand new Toyo oil stove and install it for you, and also keep your oil tank full. Not only that, St. Joe Oil plays a very critical role in our local industries. From logging to farming, St. Joe Oil keeps the fuel tanks full. From heating oil to off-road diesel and everything in between, call St. Joe Oil 208-245-2123. That's 208-245-2123. St. Joe Oil.
St. Mary's Realty is a St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat, located next to Harvest Foods in St. Mary's. Open 24 hours, we have washers and dryers of all sizes to get your laundry done quickly. If you'd like to get your laundry done in less than 5 minutes, take advantage of our drop-off laundry service where we wash, dry, and fold it for you. While you do your laundry, be sure to take advantage of our touchless automatic car wash, which has that great undercarriage spray to get the grime off. Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat can be found at riverbendbubbles.com or call 208-582-4844.
Whistle Stop Coffee and More has come a long way from the little shop on Railroad Avenue. How far? Not only did they upgrade their Railroad Avenue location, they added a second location. That second location for Whistle Stop Coffee and More is on 313 St. Joe River Road. Both locations offer tasty drinks of coffee, Red Bull, or Lotus Energy, and food options, from acai bowls to cookies and delicious bagel sandwiches. Whistle Stop Coffee and More is the perfect stop for a quick bite and a drink on your way to work or school. Whistle Stop Coffee and More in St. Mary's.
Tim Parrish back here at Lumberjack Gymnasium as we get set for Central Idaho League action. Lumberjack girls hosting the Orofino Maniacs. Taking a quick look at the stats from the previous game. Not a strong showing from the girls, but again, a young squad. We've kind of mentioned that before. This team has got a little bit of growing to do, but the Lumberjack girls shot 9 of 41 from the field against Wallace. They shot 20%. Three-point percentage was just 1 of 9 for 11%. Free throw percentage was 4 of 11 from 36%. Again, Coach wants to see that number up quite a bit more. St. Mary's did record 18 offensive rebounds and 32 defensive rebounds, 2 assists, 4 steals, 1 block shot. And the number that we seem to dwell on every year lately is those turnover numbers. Lumberjack girls turned the ball over 24 times and gave up around probably 10 to 12 points off of those turnovers. Individual scoring, again, another thing you don't want to see is only 3 girls scoring for the Lumberjacks. Daisy Williams, a freshman, she had 18 points to go along with 15 rebounds. So she had a double-double in her varsity debut for the Lumberjacks as a freshman. So pretty solid showing for Daisy. Bailey Martin, one of the seniors, only put up 5 points, and Demercia Spooner, who's a sophomore, had 2 points on the board for St. Mary's, and that was about it for the scoring for the Lumberjack girls as they lost that game 55-25 to Wallace. So some room for improvement, definitely. And again, first game of the season, so we'll look to see that improvement as the season rolls on. Wallace, on the other hand, they shot 27% from the field, 13% from three-point range, and a solid 70% from the charity stripe. Rebounds, they had 21 offensive rebounds, 22 defensive rebounds. They turned the ball over just 7 times. They had 13 steals and 11 assists, and those numbers are a lot closer to what you want to see if you're the head coach for St. Mary's. You'd like to see your stats look like that. Maybe see that three-point percentage up a little bit higher and that field goal percentage a tad bit higher, but overall, pretty solid numbers for those statistics. That is a look at that last game and the team stats for right now. We'll take another quick break and come back. Well, let's go ahead and keep it right here because we got 3 minutes on the board. We'll let you know. We'll take a look at the Orofino Maniacs real quick, as they are head coached by Dave Olive. It is his third season at the helm of the Maniacs. Last year, they went 2-6 in league play, 6-15 overall. They beat St. Mary's 2 out of 3 times last year, so they played St. Mary's once in districts and split in the regular season. They lost the first game to St. Mary's 40-37, but they beat St. Mary's 45-32, and then in district tournament play, they beat the Lumberjacks 50-23. Currently on this year, they are 0-2 in the overall standings. They lost to Council 41-26, and they lost to Lapway 60-14. Girls, they lost to Graduation last year, big part of their program. Livia Johnson and Sarah Bearden and Riley Diffin. Riley is going to be missed across several sports for the Maniacs this year. She was one of their top pitchers on their softball team as well. Some key returners, Caitlin Curtis, a senior, Sierra Tondevold, junior, and Sadie Olive, a junior as well. And that's about all we've got this early in the season on the Orofino Maniacs. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with the starting lineups after this.
Does your furry friend need a bath? Don't want to deal with the hassle and the mess from bathing your furry friend? Make an appointment with Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop today. Barks and Bubbles, located at 402 North 10th Street in St. Mary's, will have your furry friend looking and feeling like $1 million in no time. And guess what? No mess at home, no scratches, and no getting soaked from head to toe. Let Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop handle the work. Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop also offers pet boarding. Call for an appointment today at 208-245-5755. That's 208-245-5755. Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop in St. Mary's. There's a new shop on Main Street in St. Mary's. It's a gift shop. It's a home decor shop. It's a jewelry shop. It's a shop of bare necessities. Bare Necessities Trading Company is located at 822 Main Avenue in St. Mary's and has just about anything you could think of. From rocks and minerals to specialty foods, knives, and handcrafted soaps and lotions, there really is too much to list. So stop by at Bare Necessities Trading Company today and pick up a gift, something new for your house, or a cup of coffee. That's Bare Necessities Trading Company, located at 822 Main Avenue in St. Mary's.
Nothing comes easy. Every day, every dollar, every decision. So your finances should work just as hard as you do. With a free Ascend checking account from P1FCU, you can earn real rewards for the work you're already doing. No gimmicks, just better banking. Because around here, dividends are for the doers. Learn more at p1fcu.org/ascend.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's. When you think of Potlatch Deltic, you might think logs or lumber. When I think about Potlatch Deltic, I think of family, community, compassion. You see, Potlatch Deltic is more than some company in St. Mary's. Potlatch Deltic is a community supporter in more ways than one. Whether it's donating to a fundraiser or nonprofit group, or giving a high schooler a summer job that could very well turn into a career, Potlatch Deltic is there for our community. We, for one, want to thank Potlatch Deltic for what they do and hope that you will also. Potlatch Deltic, proud supporters of, well, St. Mary's.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Idaho. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Well, well, well. Are you in need of a reputable, experienced, and knowledgeable well drilling and pump company? Look no further than Interstate Drilling and Pump. Interstate Drilling and Pump drills new wells, deepens existing wells, installs and repairs pumps, and does well testing both for water quality and gallons per minute. Interstate Drilling and Pump has 24-plus years of experience and serves from Moscow to Rathdrum and the Silver Valley. Well, what are you waiting for? Get on their schedule today. That's Interstate Drilling and Pump, 208-245-5101. 208-245-5101, Interstate Drilling and Pump.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
And now let's get those starting lineups for you. The first starter for the Maniacs will be the number 2 of Sierra Tondevold. She's a junior. The next starter, the number 3 of Ella Bearden, a junior. Then you got number 5, Maddie Waters. She's a junior. Number 13, Gloria Johnson, who is a freshman. And I do not have a number 22 on the roster that I have for the Orofino Maniacs. I'm going to think that maybe that is Caitlin Curtis, but I'm not sure. We will mark those stats down for Caitlin Curtis, just because. The starters for the Lumberjacks, you have the number 1 of Camden Timpkin, the number 5 of Kieran Elliott, the number 11 of Braylee Caldwell, the number 14 of Kelly Keneally, and I'm trying to catch that jersey number, that last girl that came on. I'm pretty sure that is going to be the number 22 of the freshman, Daisy Williams. I just noticed that it looks like the Lumberjacks are going to be without their senior, Braylee Martin Bailey Martin looks like she is in a boot down there on the bench. So I'm gonna take a chance here and say that number 22 is Caitlin Curtis for the Maniacs. St. Mary's in their home white with green jerseys. The Maniacs in their blue with white trim. It'll be the number 22 of, I'm going to call her Caitlin Curtis, going up against the Lumberjacks 22, and that was Williams. The Maniacs have the ball, working on the right side near the timeline. Get it to the top of the key. Looking into the low post, the short corner. Caitlin Curtis up to the bucket. Shot is no good. It's going to be out of bounds off of Orofino. St. Mary's will get the offensive rebound, or the defensive rebound. Daisy Williams will inbound. Trying to get my starters marked out here. I'll worry about that later for Orofino. That ball is going to get deflected out of bounds off of Orofino. St. Mary's will keep possession. They'll inbound from side court. Caldwell gets it into Williams. Williams facing some backcourt pressure from the Maniacs. The Lumberjacks are going to get across the timeline. And now trapped up at the top is Timken. Timken finds an outlet. Now they swing it over to the right wing to Caldwell. Caldwell looking into the low post. Ball going to be poked away and taken by Orofino. Maniacs coming the other way. Tripping and falling is Tondevold down there on the left side of the floor. The right side of the floor. We're going to get a jump ball called as Timken ties things up near the wing. And the ball will go over to St. Mary's on the alternating possession. So still no score, 7-13, early to go, first period. Lumberjacks, Maniacs, girls basketball. Again, pressure comes from Orofino in the backcourt. That ball is going to get swatted away again. It'll go out of bounds off of Orofino. One of the players that wasn't suited up in the first game for St. Mary's, the senior Kaylin Boyette. She is in her jersey and stuff tonight, so we'll see if she gets some of her first action of the year. She is the second senior on the roster for the Lumberjacks. Inbounding from side court for the Lumberjacks is going to be Timken. Lumberjacks trying to get to the top of the key. Maniac's going to tip it away and steal it. And they'll take it the other way. They have the ball up top, cross-court pass, down the left wing, three-pointer up. It's no good. Rebound is up and no good as well. The rebound went to Timken. And St. Mary's will be fouled going the other way after the rebound. That foul goes against Bearden. It'll be her first, team's first for, actually that was against St. Mary's, a foul. The foul goes against, well, they've got something messed up on the scoreboard because St. Mary's doesn't have a number 3. Okay, the foul was against Orofino. They just gave the ball to the wrong team there, I think. I was kind of confused there when Orofino inbounded the ball. St. Mary's has no number 3 on the roster. The Lumberjacks will inbound from in front of their bench. Going to get it into the 11. That is Caldwell. Trying to feed it up the floor. And we have a turnover on St. Mary's. They have to get another steal. And then I think St. Mary's deflected out of bounds. Orofino will keep the possession. St. Mary's a couple of turnovers early in this one. As Maniacs bring it up the floor, it is Tondeville. Tondeville swings over to the left wing to Waters. Waters gets it back to Bearden. Bearden still working the left side of the floor. Now up the top of the key, back to Waters. I think they're trying to feed that down inside. St. Mary's, I think, deflected it. And Maniacs able to trace it down on the right side of the floor. Now back to the top of the key. Swinging it over to the left side. They got 9 seconds on the shot clock. The shot is up and no good. And it'll be knocked out of bounds by Timken. Oh, no, they say it's knocked out of bounds by Orofino was last to touch it. I thought Timken got a piece of it. I'll call that a team rebound for the Lumberjacks. Inbound to the number 1 of Timken. Timken takes it down, left side, feeds it all the way in. Shot up, no good, but a foul going to be called. The shot was up by Keneally. The shot was no good from the low post. Keneally will be fouled. She'll head to the free throw line, and that foul goes against the number 22, who I am calling Caitlin Curtis for the Maniacs. Second foul on Orofino. We're showing 1 foul on St. Mary's as well. I'm not sure who that is. First free throw on the way for Kelly, and that's going to be off the mark. Lumberjacks making some substitutions. Demercia Spooner is going to check into the game. I think she's actually going in for, she might be checking in for the free throw shooter. That's Keneally. Second free throw on the way. High, a little bit too much on that one. Rebound is going to go to the Maniacs. And Orofino brings it back up the floor. Bearden controls it across the timeline, guarded by Timken. Timken, they get it around to the low post, back up to the top of the key, working it around to the right wing. Now to the low post again. Shot is up. It is short. Going to get a rebound for the Maniacs. Another shot is up. It is no good. But another rebound for Orofino, and they'll reset. Going to get a long 3 by the Maniacs. That shot is no good, and the Maniacs track down yet another offensive board. That one hit the rim, so it reset the shot clock. Now they're going to get the ball inside of number 22, and I said I'm going to call that Curtis, and the first bucket of the game comes with 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Orofino with a 2-0 lead. St. Mary's the other way, pass to the right wing. That's down into the number 5. Going to get it to the low post for the Lumberjacks. Shot up and good. That's Daisy Williams tying things up for the Lumberjacks. 2-2 here about midway through the first period. St. Mary's and Orofino doing battle. Ball up the top. Daniels has it for the Maniacs. Now over to Bearden, working near the timeline. Going to load to the left side. Feeds it inside to the big, tall Curtis, and she's going to put it up and in on an easy shot from the low post. 4-2. Orofino reclaims the lead. Pass down the floor. St. Mary's actually gets bailed out a little bit there on that pass. Keneally couldn't get it, but Wilkinson touched it as it went out of bounds. Elliott and Keneally come out. Spooner checks in, as does Kaylin Boyette. Lumberjacks are going to inbound it. Boyette jumper from a little shot from just inside three-point range, and it's up and good. I did not see who gave her the assist, but St. Mary's did have an assist there. That ball is going to be passed down to trying to get it down to that right corner. Demercia Spooner gets a deflection there. Maniacs working into the left corner, now into the paint. Cross court, looking for an outlet, and overthrows the intended target, which was number 5 of Maddie Waters. Orofino will turn the ball over. Scores 4-piece here, midway through the first period of play. Going to have the ball in the hands of Timken. Timken kicks it out to Caldwell. Caldwell going to trigger the shot. It won't go. The rebound goes to Orofino. That ball was a little bit too hard up off the glass. Orofino Maniacs pull down the board. Bringing it the other way is Bearden. Bearden swings it to the right side. That's to Johnson. Johnson looking to Bearden. Bearden, short corner jumper. Short shot won't go. Ball is going to be tipped out of bounds by, they're going to stay by Orofino. I honestly thought that the number 11 of Caldwell hit that ball out of bounds and that the ball would go over to the Maniacs, but the referee seen something different down there. St. Mary's gets the possession. Once again, 4-4 the score, 3:28 to go first period. Taking the ball down for the Lumberjacks is Timken. Timken picks up her dribble. She's trapped near the midcourt circle. Going to find an outlet to Williams. Williams finds Spooner. Spooner just down at the low post. Shot is up, no good. Williams with the rebound. Shot's going to fall in, and the foul. So Williams with the putback and gets fouled. She'll head to the free throw line for the bonus. That foul goes against Curtis, I believe, is that number 22, and that is her second foul. Checking in for the Lumberjacks is Elliott. Checking out is Caldwell, as Daisy Williams set to take her bonus shot. Free throw on the way. It's up and good. St. Mary's with a 3-point lead. 7-4 over the Maniacs. Oh, where is the computer? We're going to get a foul against St. Mary's. That'll be against Timken. Yes. Checking back in for the Lumberjacks is Keneally. Getting a breather is Timken. 3 minutes to go in the first period. 7-4. St. Mary's in the lead. Going to get a steal by Spooner. Orofino turns it over. Lumberjacks back the other way. Keneally tries to go for a layup. She's going to have that shot blocked. Orofino with the rebound. She tried to go up against the tall Curtis. Boyette on defense. Just inside three-point range. Going to get a steal by Keneally. Keneally looking over the top to Boyette. Oh, it's a little bit long, and it's going to go out of bounds. Orofino will inbound. 2.5 to go in the first quarter. 7-4 Lumberjacks with the lead. Maniacs trying to lock along those blocks on the left side. Shot was up, no good. Rebound put back up by Caitlin Curtis and good. 7-6 St. Mary's with the lead. That ball is going to get poked away. St. Mary's will keep the possession. It was Tondebold deflecting it. St. Mary's will inbound. Into Williams. Williams picks their dribble up at the top. She's going to try to find an outlet. She gets it to Keneally. And we're going to get a foul, I believe, against the Maniacs. And that will be the third foul on number 22, Caitlin Curtis, I believe. Again, I'm not sure if that is who that is, but St. Mary's will inbound from underneath. Going to look it into Williams, but it gets to Demercia as it's batted around. Williams tries for a shot from underneath. It's going to be no good. Rebound to the Maniacs. They come back to try to take the lead. One tie, one lead change in this one. Orofino has the ball up top. Swinging it down to the left corner. Shot on the way from three-point range. It's long. Rebound to Boyette, and a foul on Orofino. Too much contact in the back of Boyette as she went up to that rebound. That rebound goes against Maddie Waters. That is her first, but the fifth on the Maniacs, and it'll put Kaylin Boyette to the free throw line for St. Mary's. Lumberjacks lead at 7-6 with 1:40 to go in the first period. First shot up. That one's going to be off the side of the rim. It's no good. The number 22 checks out. Going in is the 13 of Gloria Johnson for the Maniacs. Boyette's next shot. That one bounces around and falls through. Lumberjacks making a substitution. Kaylin will come out after making the free throw. Braylee Caldwell checks in for the Lumberjacks. 8-6, Lumberjacks lead us 2 here as we close in on the end of the first period. 1:40 to go. Orofino bringing it down. Tondevold controls it right side of the floor. Get into the right corner. Three-pointer on the way. It's long. Orofino with the rebound, though. They'll reset their offense, but trying to get in there and take that ball away is Elliott. And the ball's going to go out of bounds. I'm going to give Elliott a steal and a turnover on Orofino. Also a deflection, as I think she helped instigate that turnover on the Maniacs. Daisy Williams will trigger the inbound. Going to get it into Spooner. Spooner works her way down into the post, so they're going to get the offensive foul. I could see that one from up here as she had her elbow extended, her forearm extended into the chest of the defender. Third foul on St. Mary's. Again, Caldwell trying to get another deflection there. Orofino has it on the right side. Three-pointer on the way. It's going to be off the mark. Rebounded by Spooner. St. Mary's looking to go the other way. Spooner takes it down the right side, slows it down, picks up her dribble. Bad pass by Spooner, though. It's going to be stolen away. And they will lay it up and in. Does Orofino. And that was Ella Bearden with her first bucket. We've got a tie ball game once again. Driving is Daisy Williams. She has the ball come away from her. And it'll be Spooner tying it up with Daniels. And the ball goes over to Orofino. .38 seconds on the clock. All tied up here at the end of the first period. 8 apiece. Tondevold working to the left side. Picks up her dribble. Back to the top to Bearden. Bearden now back to Tondevold. A little bit high on the pass, but able to corral it in before stepping out of bounds. Looking into the post. Down on the block. Shot up. No good. Rebound by Spooner. St. Mary's going the other way. A bad pass, though, by the Lumberjacks. Going to get a steal by Orofino. Coming the other way. Shot put up just from inside three-point range. It's no good. Orofino able to track down the rebound. Shot put up at the not at the buzzer, from the corner by Maddie Waters, but she's going to travel before the shot is off, so it's a turnover on the Maniacs. 2 seconds left on the clock. St. Mary's will inbound from side court just by the scorer's table. Looking to get one more shot off before the buzzer. And they didn't start the clock yet. So they're going to redo the inbound play as the clock did not start. Going to have to give, I think, Dakota Wickard, our AD, a little bit of grief for that one because she was in charge of that. Now it's in, and St. Mary's can't get a shot up before the time expires, and that's how the first period comes to an end. St. Mary's 8, Orofino 8, Lumberjack girls basketball, Central Idaho League matchup here at Lumberjack Gymnasium. We'll be back.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter. because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau Insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life. Plus, they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
And we are back, getting ready to start the second period of action. It is 8-8. Lumberjacks tied up with the Maniacs here in St. Mary's. See who comes back on the floor for the Lumberjacks to get the second period started. The leading scoring for St. Mary's so far is Daisy Williams with 5 and Kaylin Boyett with 3. Those are the only two to score for St. Mary's. And it's almost the same thing up for Orofino. Number 22 has 6 points, and Ella Bearden with 2. Again, 22 is not on the roster that I got. And I've been calling number 22 Caitlin Curtis. I'm not sure if that's who it is, but that's kind of who I'm going with. Let's get our lineup set up here. As Timken back in, Caldwell, Keneally, Boyett, and Williams. Lumberjacks to start with the possession. Into Boyett, backs it out to Timken. Timken directing traffic, picks up her dribble, tries to get a skip pass down into Keneally. Ball is poked away, and now St. Mary's gets it tied up, and we get a jump ball, and the possession will stay with Orofino. We call it a steal and for the Maniacs, turnover by St. Mary's. Lumberjacks fall back into looks like a zone. Get the ball to the top of the key is Orofino. Looking to find an outlet. Now to the left corner. Back to the top, working it around the horn. Three-pointer on the way from the right wing. It's no good. Orofino again pulls down another rebound. Shot is up and no good. This time the rebound to Keneally. But Orofino is able to take it away from her. And now Boyett with the rebound. Going the other way, though, St. Mary's is going to travel, I think. I was looking down and putting some stats there. I think that was a travel possibly by Kaylin. And the Lumberjacks will turn it back over. A little bit of a hectic start here to the second period of play. 8-8, all knotted up early second period. Orofino, it's Condevold. She swings over here to the timeline into the hands of Bearden. Bearden swings it to the corner. Condevold for a long 2, I think. Shot is no good. Rebound goes to Timken. Timken's going to try to take it all the way down herself. Shot is up. No good. Williams, I think, pulls down the rebound for St. Mary's. Orofino ties it up for a jump ball. Possession will stay with the Lumberjacks. Williams will inbound for St. Mary's. He's trying to find somebody to get it into. He's going to skip it underneath to Timken. And Orofino is going to tie it up once again. And the ball will go over to the Maniacs on the alternating possession. Orofino to bring it down. Controlling it, Condevold. He's going to try to spin around her defender. They flip it over to the right side on the baseline, or on the wing. Now back to the left side. Shot up, just inside three-point range. No good. Offensive rebound, though, by Condevold as he charges in there. Puts it up and good. Maniacs reclaim the lead. St. Mary's has the ball. Goes right wing. Going to have Boyett. Skips it across to Caldwell. Now back to the top of the key. Well, bad pass there by the Lumberjacks. Orofino takes it away. Maniacs going the other way. Long 2 on the way. Again, St. Mary's can't pull down the rebound. Orofino gets another offensive board. Down inside the free throw line. And Lumberjack defense doing a good job there of standing up the player with the ball. Again, that's another one not on the roster, number 23. She's going to get called for a travel, and it'll be a turnover on Orofino. Got a roster from the Maniacs, but it does not have all of their players on it. Number 23 comes out of the game for Orofino. Bring it down for the Lumberjacks is Timken. She swings it to Caldwell. Caldwell working left side. Now back up to Keneally. Keneally to Timken. Timken right wing. Keneally going to get fouled. Orofino player was looking for a travel call. Didn't get that. The foul goes against Johnson. That'll be her first. Team's first in the second period. Timken gets it, Keneally into Timken. Timken has it on the right wing, picks up her dribble, looking for an outlet, finds Keneally. Now over to Boyette. Boyette surveys from the left wing. Now back to Caldwell. Caldwell reverses to the right corner. He's going to pull up for the shot. Three-pointer, no good. Rebound was taken by Keneally, and Keneally is able to put it up and good. And we have our third tie of the contest, 10 apiece. 5:19 to go in the half. Number 22 drives the right side of the block, or left side of the block. That shot's no good. Rebound to Timken. Timken has the ball poked away from behind, is able to recover, though. Gets the ball out just inside three-point range, and she puts that in. I'll give Williams the assist, and St. Mary's reclaims the lead. 12-10 with just under 5 minutes to play in the half. Maniacs with the ball up top. Swinging down to the left wing, just inside the wing, just from up close to the free throw line. Shot is no good, but a foul going to be called. Kaylin Boyette will pick up the foul call. That'll send the number 3 of Ella Bearden to the free throw line. First time to the charity stripe for the Maniacs here this evening. First free throw on the way. It's up and good for Orofino. Keneally's going to come out. Demercia Spooner checks in. Second free throw is coming from Bearden. Couple of dribbles, shot up, and that one's off the back of the iron, no good. Boyette will track down the rebound, finds an outlet to Timken. Timken across the timeline. Works to the left side. Loses their footing, though. Going to have the ball turned over. Coming back the other way is Orofino, trying to find a quick shot. 23 has it. Back out to the wing to the number 3 of Bearden. She's going to trigger the 3. That ball shot is no good. We're going to get some whistles and a foul on the rebound against the Maniacs. And it looks like that foul goes against Maddie Waters. Caldwell checks out. Kieran Elliott back into the game for St. Mary's. Bringing it down is Timken for the Jacks. She's going to find Johnson just at the free throw line. Johnson spins for a quick shot at the bucket, leaves it short. Lumberjacks with a rebound. Caldwell with a shot. It's no good. Williams pulls down another rebound, and we have a foul. And that foul is going to go against Orofino and send Williams to the free throw line. That foul goes against number 23. Again, I don't have a 23 on my roster for the Maniacs. Oh, that first free throw hit the front rim, hit the back rim, and popped out. It looked like it was going to fall through for Williams, but didn't. Second free throw on the way. That one is nothing but net. Lumberjacks with a 2-point lead. We're going to get a timeout taken by the Maniacs. It is 8:30. We'll be back.
Like most backseat drivers, I'm all about safety. Got potholes.
Got it.
So Les Schwab Tires makes my job easy. With surfaces like brakes, steering, and alignment. Those cheap tire centers just throw on tires, and that's it. Now, I'm not telling people how to do their job. Linger. I'm just glad Les Schwab takes safety as seriously as me.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing since 1952.
It's in Park, right?
And we are back. We have got 4:07 to go before halftime. St. Mary's leads the Maniacs 13-11. Been a pretty hard-fought battle so far. Lumberjacks didn't make any substitutions in the timeout. Orofino brings the ball down, trailing by 2, 13-11. With the ball is Bearden. Lumberjacks put a little bit of pressure out near the timeline. Now they get it to the 22. She spins into the lane. She'll be called for a travel. Lost her footing a little bit when she took that pivot. and hopped on that foot and get called for the travel. St. Mary's will go down and see if they can capitalize off the turnover. Controlling it is Timken for the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's is going to try to get it into Boyette, tries to get it down to Spooner. Orofino steals it away. Orofino has the ball, swings it to the left side, just inside three-point range. Shot is off the back of the rim. It won't go. Rebound bounces out to Williams. St. Mary's goes the other way. Williams is going to try to drive into the lane herself, loses the ball, and ends up tripping as well, loses that ball out of bounds, and St. Mary's will turn it over going the other direction. A little bit out of control on that one. Orofino will bring it across slowly. Bearden controls it for the Maniacs. Cross-court pass. I don't think the 13 of Johnson was expecting that to come her way all the way down to the corner on the left side. And that's going to be out of bounds on the Maniacs. A little bit sloppy on both sides right now here in the second period. Both teams turning the ball over probably a little bit more than their coach wants to see. Timken working around her defense. She finds Spooner all alone. Spooner tries for the shot. It was blocked by 22, but she got her own rebound and is able to move underneath the 22 and put the shot up and good. Maniacs have the ball up to the free throw line. Shot on the way. It's no good. Orofino with the rebound. The putback is up and good by number 23 for Orofino. Again, I don't have a number 23. Get a foul against the Maniacs the other way. Gloria Johnson picks up foul number 2. Fourth foul on Orofino in the second period. 2.5 to go before halftime. 13 score. Spooner made that shot. I don't know. They haven't put it up on the board. So I'm not sure. The scoreboard shows 13-13. Orofino has it. Working in short corner. Cross-court pass thrown away by Orofino. The other way is Timken. Timken, a little bit high, trying to get that pass to Kaylin Boyette, who is headed towards the low post on the left side of the floor. Just overshot the mark there. And again, Orofino brings it up the floor. Condebold has it. Swings over to the left side, now to the wing. As they finally move it close to the bucket, 23 works their way around the defense. Shot is up on the layup. It's no good. Boyette with the rebound. Timken quickly the other way. Skips it to Caldwell. Caldwell out to DeMurcia. Spooner's jump shot up and good. Kisses the backboard and in. And I didn't have Caldwell in the game. That wasn't Caldwell. That was Elliott with the assist. Orofino's going to kick it out. Long 2 on the way. That ball's going to be almost out of bounds, but Orofino's able to get the rebound. But then the Maniacs get called for a travel underneath. 15-13, St. Mary's leads. Minute 20 to go in the half. Bringing it down for the Lumberjacks is Timken. He's going to get it over to, I can't see the number, that is number 5 of Caldwell. And a foul on the floor against Orofino. That foul is going to go against Bearden. That is her second foul. 15th foul. Sends Elliott to the charity stripe for St. Mary's. Free throw on the way by Elliott is off the mark. Substitutions coming in for the Maniacs. Elliott's second free throw is up. That one's off the mark as well. Rebound goes to Orofino. Close battle like this, those missed free throws could be big down the stretch. Orofino gets down to the low post. Into the paint. Shot is up and good by the number 22. Nice ball movement that time by Orofino. And we're tied back up, 15 apiece. It's the fourth tie of the ball game. St. Mary's has it. Going to get a shot on the way by Caldwell. It won't go. Or Elliott. He had a shot blocked by Boyette after a rebound. Demercia Spooner gets the putback. And it is 17-15 St. Mary's. Orofino to short corner right side. Three-pointer on the way. It is off the mark. Orofino, though, with the rebound. Shot is up. It's going to fall in. That's Maddie Waters. And it's tied back up. They're going to find Demercia Spooner going down the right side of the block. She'll lay it up and in. And St. Mary's will take the 2-point lead going into the half. And I didn't see who got that assist on the feed to Spooner on that last play. But St. Mary's with the 2-point lead here as we go into the break. 19-17 over the Maniacs. We'll take a break and come back and look at the halftime statistics.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our communities. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those lumberjacks.
If you want the best, you hire the best. Top Grade Roofing and Construction has over 25 years of experience and is licensed and insured. Top Grade Roofing and Construction can and will build just about anything. Need a deck? They can do it. Need siding? Yep. How about a fence? Of course. I mean, Top Grade Roofing and Construction might even build you a chicken coop if you ask. That's Top Grade Roofing and Construction. Call Vince for a free consultation at 208-269-3111. That's 208-269-3111. Top Grade Roofing and Construction. Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goals. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time. Hugh and Margie Gannon of St. Mary's are proud to support the Lumberjacks and this Lumberjack Sports broadcast. The Gannons want to wish the Lumberjacks the best of luck this sports season and want you to know that they are proud of you. The Gannons say, go Lumberjacks!
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses, and most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
Sometimes accidents happen. You never thought it would happen to you, but it did. Where can you turn for that friendly hand of support? Jack's Pharmacy is your good neighbor pharmacy in St. Mary's, where you'll find personalized care. Whether you need crutches, supports, wheelchairs, or even a hospital bed, Jack's is here for you. We service both Medicare and Medicaid. If you need durable medical equipment, come to Jack's, your good neighbor pharmacy, where you'll receive personalized service and attention.
And we're back. It's halftime here at Lumberjack Gymnasium. The Lumberjack girls leading the Maniacs 19-17 in the Central Idaho League matchup here early in the season. Pretty decent first half, except for those turnover numbers by both teams. We'll get a look at those in just a minute. But first, not the most important, but let's take a look at those team numbers. The Maniacs shooting just 23% from the field in the first half. St. Mary or Orofino 50% from the charity stripe. The Maniacs had 10 turnovers, no points off the bench for Orofino. Orofino scored 2 points off of St. Mary's turnovers. The Lumberjacks, they're shooting 42% from the field, 33% from the free throw line, and they had 14 turnovers in that first half, 9 points off the bench for the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's has not scored any points off turnovers, and looking three-point shooting, neither team has hit anything from downtown in that first half. See if there's what some of the other stats are here. Rebound-wise, St. Mary's with 20 in the first half. The Maniacs with 17. St. Mary's with 3 steals. Orofino has 9 steals. And the Maniacs also have a couple of blocked shots. Let's see. Let's go ahead and take a look at those individual numbers. Orofino, I'm not sure if number 22 is Caitlin Curtis, but that's who I'm saying that is. She had 8 points for the Maniacs in the first half, 3 points for Ella Bearden, 2 points for Sierra Tondevold, and 2 points for Maddie Waters. For the Lumberjacks, leading scoring in that first half will go to, we got a tie for that. It's Daisy Williams with 6 and Demercia Spooner with 6. 3 points for Kaylin Boyette, 2 points for Kelly Keneally, and 2 points for Timken. So St. Mary's already bettered their 3 players scoring points that they had against Wallace. They've got 6 on the board tonight, so that's definitely a good improvement for the Lumberjack girls. Second half, going to want to see a few less turnovers, hopefully, by the girls in that half, and just continue more or less what they're doing. They've got to slow themselves down a little bit and play a little bit more in control, and they could probably do some pretty good things here tonight against Orofino. The biggest thing is going to be those turnovers, though. They've turned it over 14 times in that first half. They're just lucky that Orofino's only scored 2 points off those turnovers. And then again, the same thing can be said the other way, because Orofino turned it over 10 times, and St. Mary's hasn't capitalized on any turnover points. That could end up being the difference later on in the game. If both teams do turn it over that many times in the second half apiece, it could come down to who scores the most points off those turnovers to make the difference in the game. And in the free throw shooting as well, St. Mary's is 3 of 9 from the charity stripe, and the Maniacs have only been to the charity stripe once, and they were 1 for 2. The Lumberjacks could have another 3 or 4 points on the board had they knocked down their free throws. We'll take a break, come back for the second half after this.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Idaho. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Bennewash, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work, M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With Nick's professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
For all of your area high school sports
schedules, updates, and recaps, including Lakeside, Kootenai, and, of course, St. Mary's High School. Pick up your copy of the St. Mary's Gazette Record every Wednesday. Not only will they have game recaps and highlights for area high school sports action, but local news and information. St. Mary's Gazette Record, pick up a copy today. The name says it all. Taco About It. What is it, you may ask? It's the best taco truck in town. Might even be the only taco truck in town. If you like tacos, and who doesn't, then you need to stop by Taco About It, located at 128 South Highway 3 in St. Mary's, across the street from XXX Feeds. Taco About It has too many tacos to list, so you will just have to try them all. Call in your order 208-582-8533, or just stop by. Taco About It, located across the street from XXX Feeds in St. Mary's.
And we are back as we get set to start the second half of action. I'm assuming that the starters for the Lumberjacks in the second half will be the same ones that started the first half. Timken, Elliott, Caldwell, Keneally, and Williams. For Orofino, it'll be Sierra Tondavold, Ella Bearden, Maddie Waters, Gloria Johnson. And again, I don't have a number 22 on my roster. There's a number 22 and a number 23 that's been playing for Orofino. I'm assuming that the number 23 or 22 is Caitlin Curtis, who's a senior. Lumberjacks will start with possession. First possession is they switch sides. St. Mary's will go right to left on the radio dial as I sit up in the weight room, and St. Mary's makes a bad inbound pass there and turns the ball over on their first possession of the second half. So Orofino will take it the other way. Tondavold controls it for the Maniacs. Looking over the top to Curtis. Curtis over to the right wing. Now back to the left side of the floor. Working it around. Three-point shot on the way, and that's the first one knocked down as Sierra Tondavold makes the three from the left side. And Orofino takes the lead. And a steal by the Maniacs. Curtis with the shot. It's no good. St. Mary's had the rebound. I believe it was Timken. Going to get a shot put up by the Lumberjacks the other way. It's no good. Rebound goes to Orofino. Orofino going to push it down the floor. They get it to Bearden up top. Now they slow down their offense. Left side. Now up to the top of the key. Working it to the right wing. Cross-court pass to the low post. And a good idea as Caitlin Curtis had an open look. And she puts it up and good on the assist. 22-19, three-point lead for Orofino. St. Mary's has the ball. Timeout taken by Coach Hodal as she wasn't quite liking the way that this second half was starting. It's a full timeout. 22-19, the Maniacs lead, and it's early third. We'll be back.
When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community. St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, go Lumberjacks! If you know which side of the saw cuts wood, and if you can hammer a nail, you can do it yourself. Carpentry, construction, finishing, or framing, around here, you've got it made. You've got 10th Street Lumber. At 10th Street Lumber, we have the answers to your building and repair project questions. Every day, 10th Street Lumber helps homeowners get quality results. For lumber, blocks, power tools, fixtures, everything you need for a professional job. Don't pick up a nail until you've got 10th Street Lumber. 10th Street Lumber on the corner of 10th and Railroad Avenue in St. Mary's.
And we are back. It is 22-19 in favor of the Maniacs as they've come out on a little bit of a run here in the third. A couple of turnovers by the Lumberjacks cost them early on. St. Mary's with the ball. Timken up to the elbow, kicks to the top of the key now. Now she's going to work left, finds Caldwell. Got to make sure I'm getting that right. No, that's Elliott, and then a foul going to be called. And that foul goes against Bearden. That'll be her third. It is also a shooting foul, so it sends Timken to the free throw line. St. Mary's been a little rough at the free throw line in the first half. Let's see if they can correct that. That one's too hard, though, off the back of the iron. It is no good. Game against Wallace, St. Mary struggled a little bit from the charity stripe as well. Timken lines up the second free throw. Shot is on the way. That one is knocked down. Nice looking shot from Timken on that free throw. Orofino will head the other way. The Lumberjacks trail by 2. Orofino working the right side and out of the top of the key into the hands of Curtis. Curtis at the elbow extended, at the free throw line extended. And St. Mary's, Timken's going to reach in there and tie that ball up. Possession will stay with the Maniacs, though. Orofino into Curtis. Curtis misses the layup, but is able to get the rebound and make the putback. 4-point lead for the Maniacs. Timken quickly down the other way, picks up her dribble up near the timeline, tries to find an outlet, can't get it to the right person, is going to turn the ball over. And Orofino turns it back over the other way with a travel. Some substitutions being made here. Demercia Spooner going to check back in for the Lumberjacks. Kieran Elliott checks out. St. Mary's will inbound from in front of the bench for Orofino on the far end of the floor. In to Spooner. Spooner has the ball poked away from behind. And then a jump ball called as Orofino ties it up, and the possession will go or stay with St. Mary's. Got to be stronger with that ball. Got to pay attention to where the defenders are coming at around you. Timken has it double-teamed up there near the timeline. Blocking foul going to be called on Johnson. That's her third foul, first of the half. Second team foul on Orofino. St. Mary's will inbound again from side court. Into Keneally. Keneally, right side, gets it down to Demercia in the corner. Right side of the floor. Demercia, she could dribble, but she's looking for an outlet. She's going to try to take her dribble. That'll be poked out of bounds, deflected by Curtis. And Lumberjacks will re-inbound once again. 25 seconds on the shot clock. Inbound into the corner. Williams looking for somebody to get it to. She does. Going to get a long shot on the way by Timken. From three-point range, it won't go. Ball will be fought for. Goes out of bounds. Last touch by St. Mary's. Orofino will get the benefit of the team rebound. Lumberjacks fall back into their defense. Orofino brings it down the floor. Sierra Tondavold controls it at the top of the key. He's going to flip it over to the right wing, now to the corner. Waters thought about a three for a second. Instead, they get it down inside to Curtis. Shot is no good. Rebound to Keneally. St. Mary's, I think, turned the ball over, but then they get a ball swiped back away from Orofino. Jump ball going to be called, and the possession will stay with the Maniacs. Keneally's going to come out. Kaylin Boyette checks back in. Orofino inbound. Bad pass by the Maniacs. They throw it right to Timken. Timken hustles down the floor. Takes it to the top of the key. They're going to call it a travel before the steal. In any case, it's another turnover against the Lumberjacks. Timken gets called for the travel. Oh, no, the travel was called on Orofino after the takeaway. Bad pass there by St. Mary's, though. Orofino jumps in front of it. It's going to be a jump ball call. That possession will stay with St. Mary's. A little bit off the mark on that inbound pass. Threw it right to the defender. Orofino on defense. They're going to try to trap Timken. Timken's going to get fouled. That foul goes against Maddie Waters, and the Maniacs now have 4 girls with 3 fouls apiece. That's the third team foul with still 5 minutes to go in the third. Inbound pass. Daisy Williams drives. Can't get the shot to fall. Rebound goes to Orofino. Nice look by Daisy. Orofino will reset. Tondevold has the ball, trapped near the top of the key. Going to get it out to Curtis. Curtis tries to find Presley Daniels, overthrows her, and the Maniacs will turn it over. Orofino made a substitution. I didn't see who it was. Coming in is number 23 for the Maniacs. Again, I do not have her on my roster. Orofino, Lumberjacks bring it down the far sideline. Another foul against the Maniacs along that sideline. That foul looks like it's going to be the first against Daniels. Fourth team foul against the Maniacs. Lumberjacks have the ball in. Giving it to Boyette. Boyette working on that right side near the sideline. Gets it back to Timken up top. Timken gets a screen, but that's going to be an illegal screen by Boyette. Boyette will be called for that foul as she did not get herself set. She just ran up, and at the same point that she was trying to get set, she made contact with the defender. Needed to come set just a slight one step earlier. So Orofino has the ball. In kind of an ugly third quarter for both teams. That ball gets knocked around loose. Orofino still able to come up with it. Ball to the top of the key over to the right wing. Shot up from inside three-point range. It is no good. Ball is going to go out of bounds. Last touch by St. Mary's. So Orofino with the offensive rebound on a technicality because St. Mary's was the last one to touch it. Orofino will inbound. Tondevold trigger it in from underneath. Triggers it to that right corner. Going to get a blocking foul against St. Mary's, I believe. I believe Caldwell with that foul. That is Caldwell's first foul, second team foul for St. Mary's here in the third. Still 4 minutes to go. Pass up the top. Shot on the way by Curtis. It's short. Rebound, put back is no good. And that ball is going to go out of bounds off of St. Mary's again. So technically another offensive rebound. And they want to get the shot clock reset. 31 seconds on the shot clock. Orofino triggers it in from underneath once again. Looking into the paint. Ball is kicked out, deflected out of bounds by Caldwell. Good defense there. Orofino still trying to get it in. Into Curtis. Curtis with the shot. She knocks it down. Nice inbound pass there. Curtis found a spot that had a little bit of an opening. Going to get a long two on the way by Caldwell on the opposite side for St. Mary's. No good. Rebound to Orofino. The Maniacs have a 6-point lead. Looking to the low post is the Maniacs. Back out to the left corner. Top of the key. Three-pointer on the way by Gloria Johnson. Leaves it short. It's going to be out of bounds. That ball will go over to the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's going to inbound with a little bit of pressure in the backcourt from the Maniacs. Boyette triggered it into Timken. Timken going to cross-court pass to Williams. Williams works around the defender, picks up her dribble, looking in to try to get it to Spooner. Oh, and they're going to say Spooner touched that late. And the ball will go out of bounds off of St. Mary's. Spooner took a little bit of a reach for that. Just got a piece of it. 6 points is the largest lead of either team tonight. Orofino brings the ball down. That is Bearden. Bearden, short corner, back to the top. Curtis going to have her shot blocked. And that was by number 5, who I didn't see come in. Shot on the way. The block was by Spooner. Shot was missed by the Lumberjacks. Fight for the loose ball. And I think it might be St. Mary's ball. I'm not sure. Gloria Johnson a little banged up after the play. And it Johnson's going to come out. I didn't see who took that shot for St. Mary's from the corner. It is Orofino ball. Got Nate George in the house on TikTok. The Maniacs bringing it up the floor. Controlling its Bearden for the Orofino. She's trying to flip it out to the left corner. Nice little pass there. Gets it to Daniels. Back to Bearden. Out of the top they go. Working it over to the right side now. Looking into the tall Curtis. Her shot is going to be up. No good. And fouled by Spooner, though. Spooner, I think, got a piece of the ball, but a little bit of hand as well. That'll send Curtis to the free throw line. Orofino 1 for 2 from the charity stripe. And we're going to get a timeout taken, I think it was by St. Mary's. I think it's a 30-second timeout.
You're listening to Lumberjack Sports on KOFE 1240 AM, St. Mary's, Idaho. North Idaho's classic hit.
I do apologize if I'm not mentioning those of you that I see pop up on TikTok. A lot going on here. I do know Letty is on there. Said hi, Taylor, a little while ago. So hi, Letty. Some of the others I'm not sure. A lot more people popping up on our TikTok Live this time than it was the first night. Once again, second game of the season. Still trying to get my basketball legs under me for broadcast, coming away from football. Football, not quite as speedy of a sport. And I'm always glad that girls basketball starts first because girls basketball not quite as fast-paced as boys. So it gives me a few warm-up games before the boys start playing. As the number 22, Curtis, I believe it is, takes that free throw and misses the first one. Next free throw on the way. That one is off the mark as well. Rebounded by Boyette. Lumberjack coming the other way. Going to get a travel. Keneally gets called for the travel. Fairly low scoring. I forgot to write down my per quarter scoring to figure out what the points are in each quarter that the teams have scored, but not a lot of points scored here in the third. Orofino has the ball near the sideline, left side, up the top to Curtis. Curtis looking into the low post. Shot is blocked by Spooner. The rebound was to Elliott, and then I'm not sure what happened, but I think Elliott turned the ball over. Orofino will inbound. They get it into Curtis. Curtis shot up, no good. Rebound to Keneally. Lumberjacks back the other way, looking to Spooner. Spooner just inside the wing. He's going to take a step around the defender. She's going to get called for a travel. I'm not an expert on all of that, but to me, she hadn't picked up her dribble and tried to dribble around her opponent, but she might have palmed that ball for a second. So Orofino will bring it down. 2:20 to go in the third quarter. 26-20 the score. Orofino working on that right side. Keneally, I don't have hustle plays on here, but that's going to get a foul on Orofino. So I'm going to give a steal to Keneally, a turnover to Orofino, and the foul goes against. So now there's a number 30 in there, and I don't know who that is for Orofino. Actually, I think maybe they got the wrong jersey number because there's no 30. Oh, well, that was Spooner, but that's not who the foul was against, I don't think. That's the fifth foul. So Orofino will send the Lumberjacks to the free throw line. That'll put Daisy Williams to the charity stripe. They still haven't put who the foul was against up there because the foul, we don't have a 30 on Orofino's team. First free throw, rattles around, falls through for Williams. Second free throw on the way, good as well by Williams. Williams was the winner of our Talk About It Player of the Game for the last game. It's going to be interesting to see. Everything's a lot tighter in the stats tonight so far to pick my Talk About It Player of the Game for next for tonight. Going to get a foul there down in the right wing, right corner by Boyette. a little too much contact with Bearden, who had the ball down in the corner. St. Mary's trails by 4. It's been a dry spell for Orofino. St. Mary's hasn't scored for quite a while either. There's a bad pass by the Maniacs. St. Mary's is going to get the ball. Turnover on Orofino. St. Mary's has it. Lumberjacks will inbound. Into Williams. Williams double team. Going to get Boyette. Boyette looking for an outlet. She's going to find Williams. St. Mary's needs to get it across the timeline. And they're not going to do so. Lumberjacks took too much time in the backcourt. Orofino inbound from side court. Xavier Sloper. How you doing out there tonight? Orofino is going to inbound from our sideline. Into Condevold. That ball tipped up, and St. Mary's comes away with it. And then St. Mary's turns over. Then a foul against the Lumberjacks. Spooner will get called for that foul. I didn't see how the turnover happened for that second one when St. Mary's turned it back over. Free throws coming for Caitlin Curtis. She missed her first 2 free throws a little while ago. 26-22. St. Mary's trails. 1:34 to go in the third. First free throw up and no good. We've had 4 lead changes, 4 ties. Timken comes in. Elliott checks out for St. Mary's. Second free throw on the way. That one is up and good. 1 for 4 is Curtis from the charity stripe. 27-22. St. Mary's trails again. The Maniacs with some pressure. And Orofino going to get called for the foul, as I believe it was Caldwell. No, it's Timken tries to split the defenders. And that'll send Timken to the free throw line as she gets bumped to the ground. Going to get a blocking foul called on Ella Bearden. That is her 4th. Free throws, very important, especially this late in the game. St. Mary's was only 3 for 9 in the first half. We see where that score would be if they'd been, say, 5 for 9. Timken leaves that one short, so first free throw, no good. Gloria Johnson checks in for the Maniacs. Getting a breather is Condevold. Timken lines up the second free throw. That one's going to rattle its way in. Lumberjacks trail by 4. Minute 28 to go in the third. 27-23. Maniacs with the ball up top, swinging it to the left wing, down to the corner, short corner. Shot is short. Rebound, fought for. Going to have a foul underneath. They're going to call that foul on Orofino. That foul goes on Maddie Waters. That is her 4th. And puts the Lumberjacks back to the free throw line. Kaylin Boyette. And this is where St. Mary's had the Maniacs in some foul trouble here in the third. If they could be knocking these free throws down, that'd be a big help for them. So Kaylin going to get 2 shots here from the charity stripe. First one up and good. 5 Lumberjacks on the board tonight. And St. Mary's going to take a quick timeout before the next free throw shot. It is a full timeout for St. Mary's. We'll take it as well. Just about 1:13 to go in the third. 27-24, St. Mary's trails the Maniacs.
Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oaks at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oaks a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255.
And we are back. Close ball game here in St. Mary's. 27-24. The Lumberjacks trail the Maniacs with just about a minute 13 to go in the third period of play. Kaylin Boyette at the free throw line. Made the front end of the two shots. If she can knock this one down, she'll pull the Lumberjacks to within 3 late in the third quarter. Lumberjacks need to try to take advantage of this 5-foul count for Orofino. They can get to the free throw line a couple more times before this quarter is over. That could bode well for them. There's also 2 Maniacs with 4 fouls apiece. Boyette's second free throw off the back of the glass. It's no good. Fight for the loose ball. Rebound goes to Orofino. Maniacs slowly bringing it across the floor. Bearden swings over to the wing, out to the corner, the sideline, basically. Out of the short corner, driving, going to kick the ball, shot up. It's going to rattle around and fall through, and that is Presley Daniels with the bucket for Orofino. Gives the Maniacs a 5-point lead once again, 29-24. Timken finds Williams, and Williams with a nice move to the bucket. Nice find by Timken. 3-point lead for the Maniacs, 29-26, 37 seconds on the clock. Orofino driving that left side, back up to the high post, back to back out, 3-point shot on the way by Bearden, leaves that short. Orofino will have, or St. Mary's will have the possession with 25 seconds to go on the clock. Orofino putting in some pressure in the backcourt. Williams going to try to bring it across, but she's going to get bumped and fouled. That foul goes against Presley Daniels. Should be her second foul. And Lumberjacks will get at least one more shot at the free throw line before the fouls reset going into the fourth quarter. Williams to the charity stripe for St. Mary's. She can cut this to within 1 if she can knock both of them down. Currently 29-26. Williams currently the leading scorer with 10 for the Lumberjacks tonight. First free throw up and good. Another solid night for the freshman, at least from the shooting standpoint. She's had a few turnovers and stuff, but still playing very well. Second free throw, that one's going to bounce out. Rebound to Orofino. 2-point game, 15 seconds on the clock. Bringing it down slowly is Bearden for the Maniacs. She's going to swing it over to the right wing. Looking into the high post to Curtis. And that's going to be called a jump ball. And the possession will go over to St. Mary's. As long as Orofino's smart here, St. Mary's probably shouldn't be able to get a shot off. But that'll be if St. Mary's can force a foul from the Maniacs. Oh, instead it's a turnover. Shot is up, no good. Offensive rebound. So Orofino gets the steal. They put up the shot. It wouldn't go. They got the rebound. Couldn't have a putback attempt. And that's how we'll go into the fourth quarter with St. Mary's trailing by 2, 29-27 to the Orofino Maniacs.
Fall is coming, and of course, cold weather. Now's the time to stock up on a few things. Triple X Feeds has magnetic wood pellets in stock, and it's never too early to be ready for the cold weather. Triple X Feeds also has alfalfa in stock as well as straw. And if you have some four-legged woodland friends that look a little hungry, Triple X Feeds can keep you loaded up on deer feed and deer blocks. Don't wait until the last minute. Stop by Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's today.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referees.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Idaho so special? They do. You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
And we are back here at Lumberjack Gymnasium, 29-27. St. Mary's trails the Maniacs in the fourth quarter. Girls basketball action. Orofino will start with the first possession of the final period. Orofino working it right side, down to the wing, now to the top of the key, going to throw up I don't know if that was supposed to be a pass, a shot, or what, by Gloria Johnson. I don't know if that was maybe supposed to be like an alley-oop or something, but Orofino ended up giving the ball away. Orofino putting the pressure on in the backcourt again. Timken trying to find room to go, so they're going to get it ahead to Williams. Williams ahead to Spooner. Spooner running layup, can't get the shot to go. Orofino with the rebound. A good look for St. Mary's that time. Couldn't cash in on it. Orofino coming back the other way. Bad pass, going to be picked off by Keneally. But Keneally steps on the sideline and turns the ball back over to the Maniacs. And that foot just come down out of bounds. Orofino to inbound. They do get the ball in. St. Mary's defense again looks like a 1-3-1 zone. Going to have the ball down to the corner. Left side. Now they're looking to Curtis. Cutting. She's going to get along the low block. Shot is up and no good. Rebound goes to Boyette. And we're going to get a jump ball called, and the possession will go to St. Mary's. Boyette will inbound. Still got that press going. Orofino with 3 in the backcourt, 2 right about the timeline. Waiting to make sure everybody's ready to go. Okay. Gets it into Williams. Williams up to Timken. Timken tries to get away from her defender, gets it across the timeline. Picks up the dribble, goes back to Boyette. Boyette works to the right side of the floor. Into Spooner. Spooner takes a look at the bucket. No open look at it. She's going to kick it across to Keneally. Shot is up and no good. Williams with the rebound. The putback is up and in. 29-29. We are all tied up once again. That is the 5th tie of the contest. Orofino working the right side of the floor, driving. Kicking it out to the far side left, just inside three-point range. Shot up and good by Bearden. Good ball movement by Orofino there. Orofino reclaims the lead by 2. That ball is going to be slapped out of bounds from behind by the Maniacs. St. Mary's will keep the possession, as Timken had that one poked away. Boyette will inbound. Boyette looking for somebody. She's going to get into Keneally. She has the shot blocked from behind. Got her own rebound. But then I think we get a jump ball called, and the possession will go over to the Maniacs on the alternating possession. Lumberjacks looking to make a couple of substitutions themselves. As Elliott and Caldwell check in, coming out is Keneally and Timken. 6:17 to go in the game. 31-29, the Maniacs with a 2-point lead. Bringing it down for Orofino's Tondeville. She's going to work the right side of the floor, kicks it to the corner. Looking for a pass up to the free throw line. Shot is up. It's in and out. That ball is going to be tipped out of bounds. Last touch by the Lumberjacks. Orofino will inbound from baseline. Into Curtis. Get in there and tie it. Oh, what's the foul going to be on? Yeah, that foul's going to go against Curtis. That is her 4th. As Williams gets in there for the steal. Williams jumps the pass. Curtis picks up foul number 4. St. Mary Orofino has 4 of their starters. I think they're starters. Ooh, bad pass by Boyette. Nope, maybe not. I mean, it was a bad pass. Trying to jump in front of it was Tondeville. She ends up going to the ground. Ball goes out of bounds off of Tondeville, so St. Mary's will keep the possession. They get it into Williams. Williams ahead to Spooner. Spooner lays it up and in. We are tied once again. And what do we get the other way? It's going to be a travel on Orofino. Maniacs will turn it over. We are tied at 31. 6th tie in the contest. St. Mary's will inbound from just at the end of their bench. Inbound pass into Elliott. Elliott over to Caldwell. Caldwell, right side of the floor. Going to pull up for the three. It's up and good by Caldwell. Lumberjacks retakes the lead. And I was wrong. That is not going to be a three. It's a two. Lumberjacks still take the 2-point lead. Three-pointer on the way. No good. Orofino ends up with the rebound. Shot is up and good. I believe that was Maddie Waters, and we are tied once again. And we are going to get a timeout taken by the Maniacs. It is a full timeout, 33 all here. With 5:14 to go in the fourth period of play, we'll be back.
St. Joe Oil isn't just a fuel delivery company. They provide a much larger service than most people realize. St. Joe Oil can sell you a brand new Toyo oil stove and install it for you, and also keep your oil tank full. Not only that, St. Joe Oil plays a very critical role in our local industries. From logging to farming, St. Joe Oil keeps the fuel tanks full. From heating oil to off-road diesel and everything in between, call St. Joe Oil, 208-245-2123. That's 208-245-2123. St. Joe Oil.
And we are back. Welcome in a couple of viewers that have joined in late in this. We've got, these are all family members, Chump, Baroni, and Chasing Waves, and Pickle Warrior. 5:12 to go in the contest. Tied up 33 apiece. Lumberjack girls, Orofino Maniacs in the Central Idaho League matchup. Lumberjacks with the ball. Orofino took a full timeout. Could go a long ways for St. Mary's if they could get a couple of these girls with 4 fouls to foul out of the contest. Maniacs have 3 with 4 fouls apiece. And St. Mary's going to get called for a travel. The trap works down there on the corner on the left side. Caldwell gets trapped, shuffles her feet. Orofino gets the ball back. Orofino's been putting on pretty much a full-court press most of this half. Lumberjacks have done okay at breaking it on occasion. They've turned it over a couple of times in it. Both teams have too many turnovers, I'm sure, for their coaches' liking. Pass to the top. Orofino works it to the right side. Now working going toward the low post. Shot up, no good. Rebound to, I believe, Elliott. And we're going to get a foul. That foul goes against Orofino. And that'll be the 4th foul on Gloria Johnson, as Orofino now has 4 players with 4 fouls apiece. Caldwell and Elliott check out of the game. Coming back in is Keneally and Timken. And again, that full court press is on for Orofino, and we're going to get a whistle and a turnover on St. Mary's there. I think it was a travel or a double dribble. Oh, no. Yeah, no. Kaylin Boyette was lined up over there next to number 5 for Orofino. Thought they were going to take it out. Into the corner, 3-point shot on the way. It is short. Spooner pulls down the rebound for the Lumberjacks. And now what do we have as another whistle happens? Jump ball called is what it was. Orofino ties it up, but the possession arrow favors the Lumberjacks. Again, the press from Orofino. This time we're going to get a blocking foul against the Maniacs. I think they said that's Sierra Tondevold, which is her first foul. 3rd team foul for Orofino here in the 4th. Into Williams. Williams quickly down the floor, feeds it ahead to Keneally. Keneally to Spooner. Spooner, I don't know. I think they're trying to feed it in. She's going to end up having to deflect it and turn the ball over. Lumberjacks did a good job breaking that press that time. Going to get it to Curtis. Curtis triggers the long 3. It's no good. Rebound goes to Orofino, though. Maniacs have the ball up top. Down to the corner, left side, 3 on the way. That one is off the mark. Rebound again to the Maniacs. Another shot is up. It's off the mark. Spooner gets the rebound this time, and St. Mary's will come back on offense. Timken. Oh, Keneally into the lane. I think Keneally got called. Yes, she did. She got called for the offensive foul. Didn't quite see what happened. I was watching the ball. I wasn't watching away from the play, but I think the player in front of her for Orofino kind of stopped, and she ran into it. 4 minutes to go in the game. Now we're going to get a foul there by Timken. A little bit of a reach there. Second team foul on St. Mary's. I don't have Orofino. There we go. We'll get that right. 22 will check out. 23 comes in for the Maniacs. Again, I'm assuming 22 is Caitlin Curtis on the roster. I do not know who number 23 is for Orofino. Pass down to the corner. Drive into the blocks. Tries to skip it underneath to the number 23. DeMercia Spooner gets a hand on it. Deflects it out of bounds. It'll stay with Orofino with 30 seconds on the shot clock. Shot in. Pass in up. Air ball. Going to get the rebound to Keneally. Still fighting for that loose ball, and now what do we have? A jump ball called. Orofino will get the possession off of the jump ball. Inbound from baseline, corner, little head fake, drives into the high post. Shot is up now from the right wing, no good. Rebound goes to Boyette. Lumberjack the other way. Timken tries to work her way to the timber. Misses the shot. Rebound went to Boyette. She is going to miss her shot, but she'll be fouled. Elson Kaylin to the free throw line. Kaylin will set up for the first of the 2 free throws. And she'll make the first one. 34-33, St. Mary's takes the lead. Substitutions being made there. As going off was Gloria Johnson. Second free throw from Boyette on the way. That one off the side of the rim, no good. Ball will go out of bounds off of St. Mary's. So the Lumberjacks with a 1-point lead here, with 3:26 to go in the fourth period. Tondeville brings it down for the Maniacs, swings it to the left side of the floor. Working near the timeline is Bearden. Back over to the right side, going to drive down to the low post, backs it back out to Bearden. Bearden, cross-court pass up to the wing on the left side. Tondeville triggers the 3. It's no good. Ball tipped around. Orofino with the rebound. Going to get a shot up by Orofino. It's no good, but we're going to get a foul call. And I think they said that was DeMercia. The Spooner gets called with that foul. It shows as DeMercia's 4th foul, but I don't think that's accurate. Oh, it is her 4th foul. First free throw is up and good. Orofino ties it back up. That was Tondeville, their first time to the charity stripe tonight. Maniacs can take the lead here. All tied up at 34 apiece. Both free throws up and good. Maniacs retake the lead. 35-34. Lumberjacks quickly down the floor. Spooner, he's going to drive. Shot is up, high off the glass. It won't fall in. Rebound is going to be pulled in by Orofino, and then St. Mary's is going to tie it up. And the jump ball possession will favor St. Mary's. Lumberjacks making a substitution. Kaylin Harvey comes in. DeMercia Spooner checks out. Lumberjacks will inbound. Baseline, trying to get it into Williams. Williams able to actually get it out to Keneally. Keneally with the long 2. Shot won't go. St. Mary's gets the rebound. That is Timken. Lumberjacks will reset. Timken picks up her dribble. She finds Williams. Williams around their defender. Shot up, no good, but foul. That'll put Williams to the free throw line. Orofino, 35. St. Mary's, 34. 2:34 to go in the fourth period. Williams lines up the first. Free throw on the way. Nothing but net. Ties the ball game back up. 8 ties in this one. 7 lead changes. Second free throw up and good, and the Lumberjacks reclaim the lead. And we're going to get a timeout taken by, I think it was St. Mary's. I think that's going to leave the Lumberjacks with just 1 timeout. It is a full timeout. We'll take it as well. St. Mary's leads 36-35 with just over 2 minutes to play, I do believe. My clock isn't totally synced on my stats program. But we'll be back.
St. Mary's Realty is a St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat, located next to Harvest Foods in St. Mary's. Open 24 hours, we have washers and dryers of all sizes to get your laundry done quickly. If you'd like to get your laundry done in less than 5 minutes, take advantage of our drop-off laundry service where we wash, dry, and fold it for you. While you do your laundry, be sure to take advantage of our touchless automatic car wash, which has that great undercarriage spray to get the grime off. Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat can be found at riverbendbubbles.com or call 208-582-4844.
We are back. Orofino with possession. St. Mary's leads 36-35 with 2.5 to go in the game. Orofino looking to the top of the free throw line. That's Bearden. Kicks it back out. Wing 3 from the right side. Leaves it short. Ball tipped around. St. Mary's comes away with it. Timken, and we get a whistle. And Orofino gets called for the foul, and that foul goes against Tondevold. That is the 5th on Orofino. That is just the 4th on Tondevold, it looks like. And that sends the number 1 Timken to the free throw line for St. Mary's. 5 Orofino players with 4 fouls. First free throw, back of the iron. It's just a little too hard. Hits back of the iron and falls off the rim. St. Mary's would like to stretch this out to at least a 2-point lead. Second free throw is going to bounce around. It won't fall. Jumping in there to get the rebound and tie it up is Keneally. And possession arrow, though, will go to Orofino. 2:19 to go. 36-35. St. Mary's leads. Again, no pressure in the backcourt from the Lumberjacks. Tondevold brings it across. Over to the right wing. Now driving to the low post. Lumberjacks double teaming her. Up to the free throw line. Shot is up. It's no good. Boyette with the rebound. Boyette is kind of trapped. Is trying to find an outlet. And we're going to get a jump ball called here. And that will... The arrow will at least benefit the Lumberjacks, but Orofino putting a lot of pressure on in the backcourt. Maniacs coming with that press again. Into Timken. Timken tries to get through the defenders. Quickly down the floor. She's going to get called for a carry. And she'll turn the ball back over to Orofino. I have a feeling the stats aren't going to look very good from a turnover standpoint for either team at the end of this one. And Orofino is going to take a timeout. And I think the coach regrets it because they had a good look there. They had number 23 driving from the right side. And it's going to be a full timeout, so we'll take it as well. We'll be back.
Whistle Stop Coffee and More has come a long way from the little shop on Railroad Avenue. How far? Not only did they upgrade their Railroad Avenue location, they added a second location.
That second location for Whistle Stop Coffee and More is on 313 St. Joe River Road. Both locations offer tasty drinks of coffee, Red Bull, or Lotus Energy, and food options, from acai bowls to cookies and delicious bagel sandwiches. Whistle Stop Coffee and More is the perfect stop for a quick bite and a drink on your way to work or school. Whistle Stop Coffee and More in St. Mary's. And we are back as the fourth period is, I think, inside 2 minutes now. 36-35, St. Mary's leads it. Minute 49 to go. Orofino will inbound from sideline. And get it down into the number 23, who I do not have on the roster, and she'll put it up and good. Then Orofino with a steal and another quick bucket. Lumberjack turned it over to 23. I don't have a 23. And I think the other one bucket, they happened so fast, was Bearden, and Orofino quickly up by 3 points. And I think St. Mary's turned it over again. And Orofino now has possession again. So not a great 10 or 15 seconds of action there for St. Mary's. Kaylin Boyette checks out. Not sure who came in for her. Another shot is up. It's no good by Orofino. Not sure if that was a 3 or a 2. The ball got out of bounds off of St. Mary's. So Orofino will inbound. 1:28, still plenty of time to go for the Lumberjacks. Not sure what happened there. For some reason I showed St. Mary's with 38 points. So it's 39-36. Orofino leads. Orofino's going to inbound. Orofino has it right side, looking to the low post, and that's going to be a foul. That was, I think, Kieran Elliott coming in a little bit too hot there on defense on number 22 of Caitlin Curtis. And that'll send Curtis to the free throw line. Curtis is 1 for 4, though, from the charity stripe. First free throw is going to rattle around and pop out. Score stays 39-36 in favor of the Maniacs. Second free throw coming from Curtis. That one is up. It's no good. The rebound went to Williams, but the Maniacs are going to tie it up as well, and we get a jump ball, and the possession will stay with the Orofino. Lumberjack's going to make a substitution. Spooner's going to check back in. Keneally comes out. Orofino inbounding from baseline. 3-point shot on the way by Bearden. That one rattles around, falls out. That ball's going to go out of bounds off of St. Mary's. They'll get a reset on the shot clock and the possession with 1:13 to go. Inbound to Curtis. That ball swatted away for a second, and Orofino on the out-of-bounds line. So Orofino turns it over. Lumberjacks 1:11 to make up 3 points, one possession game, and we get it into Williams. Williams bringing it across the timeline, gets it to Spooner. Spooner's going to drive. Her shot is left short. And St. Mary's ball. They say it was deflected out of bounds off of Orofino. Lumberjacks looking to get it in. Into Williams. Williams to Elliott. Back to Williams. Williams is going to be fouled as she runs into a brick. Standing there in her way was the number 2 of Tondavold. She'll be the first Maniac to foul out. Tondavold fouls out with 7 points on the night. Puts Williams to the free throw line. First free throw, she's going to leave a little short. Under a minute to play. That free throw is good. Makes it a 2-point game with 58 seconds to go. Lumberjack still not putting any pressure on the backcourt. Orofino will have to at least get one shot off. Hard pass for the Maniacs. Orofino able to track it down. That ball is going to be deflected. And it's going to go out of bounds off of Orofino. 42 seconds on the clock. I'm not sure who came out. I believe, no, it wasn't Spooner. Coming out is Caldwell. Checking in is Keneally. Lumberjacks turn the ball over. Keneally, I think, steps across before she inbounds the ball. Tough break for the Lumberjacks on that one. And a 30-second timeout being taken by Orofino. Come here, open up, will you, stats? I'm curious about one number I'm kind of afraid to look at, honestly, is that turnover number. And where are we at turnover-wise for both teams? So the Lumberjacks have turned it over 31 times tonight. Definitely not a number you want to see if you're St. Mary's. Orofino has 22 turnovers tonight. So it's been a tough night, both teams, as far as taking care of the ball. Lumberjacks need to get a stop here. Orofino can really hold on to the ball. They've got 35 seconds on the shot clock. They can try to milk off of it. Force St. Mary's to foul them. So they can kind of stall here if they want to. Orofino trying to get it into the corner. Now across to the left side. The crowd looking for a double dribble or a travel there. They don't get it. Orofino's going to go ahead and take the shot. It was no good, but the rebound is put back up and good by the number 22. Lumberjacks trail, and the defensive pressure is going to force Timken to travel. 21 seconds on the clock, and unless St. Mary's is going to have to foul in order to get a chance at another possession here and hope that Orofino misses the free throws. Orofino can just run the clock out. Caldwell, I think, Elliott was trying to foul her. They're not giving her the call. I'm not sure. Maybe coach doesn't want him to foul. Orofino's just playing catch. They're going to waive the foul. They're going to waive the shot off by Orofino on a travel. But there's only a 0.4 of a second on the clock. St. Mary's ain't going to be able to do nothing with it. And that's how this one's going to come to an end. Turnovers bad on both sides, but free throw shooting also. Well, actually, free throw shooting, I just looked at the stats, was actually not too bad for St. Mary's. They ended up shooting better from the charity stripe than Orofino, so that didn't actually hurt them as much. But we'll take a break. We'll come back and look at the stats and get you the Talk About It player of the game before we call it a night here in Lumberjack Gymnasium. St. Mary's falls 41-37 to the Maniacs.
Does your furry friend need a bath? Don't want to deal with the hassle and the mess from bathing your furry friend? Make an appointment with Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop today. Barks and Bubbles, located at 402 North 10th Street in St. Mary's, will have your furry friend looking and feeling like $1 million in no time. And guess what? No mess at home, no scratches, and no getting soaked from head to toe. Let Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop handle the work. Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop also offers pet boarding. Call for an appointment today at 208-245-5755. That's 208-245-5755. Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop in St. Mary's. There's a new shop on Main Street in St. Mary's. It's a gift shop. It's a home decor shop. It's a jewelry shop. It's a shop of bare necessities. Bare Necessities Trading Company is located at 822 Main Avenue in St. Mary's and has just about anything you could think of. From rocks and minerals to specialty foods, knives, and handcrafted soaps and lotions, there really is too much to list.
So stop by Bare Necessities Trading Company today and pick up a gift, something new for your house or a cup of coffee. That's Bare Necessities Trading Company, located at 822 Main Avenue in St. Mary's.
Nothing comes easy. Every day, every dollar, every decision. So your finances should work just as hard as you do. With a free Ascend checking account from P1FCU, you can earn real rewards for the work you're already doing. No gimmicks, just better banking. Because around here, dividends are for the doers. Learn more at p1fcu.org/ascend.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's.
And we are back as we get ready to wrap things up here at Lumberjack Gymnasium as the girls fall to Orofino by a score of 37-41. It was a hard-fought ball game, and it was a ball game that both coaches are not going to be happy with those turnover numbers, and we'll start right there with the turnovers. St. Mary's with 32 turnovers unofficially, Orofino with 23. Orofino scored only 9 points off those turnovers, while St. Mary's only scoring 4 points off of turnovers. Could have been a big difference there if St. Mary's takes a little bit more advantage of the turnovers by the Maniacs. Shooting percentages overall, not too bad by St. Mary's. Lumberjack shot 35% from the field. And, of course, the free throw shooting, again, can be up, but it's there at 48% tonight from the charity stripe. St. Mary's had, I didn't see points off the bench for the Lumberjacks. 13 points off the bench for the Jacks. Orofino, like I said, 24% from the field, 40% from from the free throw line, and 9 points off turnovers. Bench points, I don't think that they have anybody that scored off the bench. It does not. Yes, they did. Presley Daniels with 2 points off the bench for the Maniacs. And three-point shooting, St. Mary's 0 for 4. Orofino was 1 of 20 from downtown. And let's see here. So individual stats, the Maniacs, Caitlin Curtis had 17 points. Tondevold and Bearden finished with 7 points, 4 points for Maddie Waters, 2 points for Presley Daniels, 2 points for Gloria Johnson. For the Lumberjacks, leading scorer for the second game in a row was the freshman Daisy Williams. She scored 16 tonight. 8 points goes to Spooner, 5 points to Boyette, 4 points to Timken, 2 points to Keneally, and 2 points to Caldwell. Our leading rebounder tonight was Kaylin Boyette. She had 10 rebounds for the Lumberjacks. And, let's see, leading assists, Williams had 2 assists for St. Mary's. Steals, Keneally had 3, Elliott with 2, as St. Mary's recorded 7 steals tonight. St. Mary's recorded 3 block shots, 2 from Spooner, 1 from Elliott. And that's about it, really, for the stats to take a look at. Now all that's left is to pick our Talk About It player of the game for tonight. And, you know, I don't like necessarily picking the same player 2 games in a row, and Keneally was really close to being the 2 game in a row Talk About It player of the game. But we're going to go with Kaylin Boyette, the senior tonight, 5 points and 10 rebounds for the Lumberjacks, as she was the leading rebounder tonight. So we'll give the Talk About It player of the game to Kaylin Boyette. Next action for St. Mary's Lumberjack girls will be on the 5th of December, which is next Friday, a makeup game with Moscow here in St. Mary's. I think the boys play next Thursday. I think that's the game they have at Sandpoint. So we plan on trying to make that trip up to Sandpoint to get that game as well. Cell service inside the gym in Sandpoint a little bit tougher to get, but we'll try our best. But that's going to do it for us here from St. Mary's. Thank you to all those that tuned in on the radio and those that checked out our TikTok stream. And hopefully I can get over a little bit of this cough I've got, and hopefully by this next game we'll be a little bit more dialed in as far as basketball seasons go. A couple of broadcasts in, things are a little bit rough early on with the pace of the game from the difference between football and basketball. But again, that's going to do it for us, and we will see you here next time.
You've been listening to another production of Lumberjack Sports on KOFE 1240 St. Mary's, your Lumberjack Sports Network. We thank you for tuning in and hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We also want to thank our Lumberjack Sports broadcast sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Until next time, same as always, go Lumberjack! Tune in to 1240 KOFE AM St. Mary's every hour for the